What is up, internet? I've just had like a huge anxiety attack because we were about to lose to the 0-5 49ers because we don't like to do certain things the right way. This is JD. This is Redskin Rant. The game literally just ended, so try to keep my emotions in check, but I'm going to try to get through this video as quickly as possible. That way people can see it before midway through the week. I usually try to do it like Monday, Tuesday night. Try to do it as soon as possible. So hopefully my emotions can stay in check and I can just do this, okay? Okay, so the Redskins just beat, barely, the 49ers 26-24 with a little bit of luck, a lot of luck, okay? We got lucky that we did not lose that game. We should have lost the game. I don't like to blame referees for anything, but we had some bad calls. I'm going to say that. That didn't go our way. One went our way late, and that kind of helped us, but got some really bad calls in this game. So let me just start. I'm not giving anyone credit for this win. If anything, I can give people blame for why we almost lost, if you want to go that route. I'm not giving anyone credit for this win. This is not a win that I would be proud of if I was on this team or coaching this team. This is a 26-24 win against a team that is inferior to us. We should have had this team dead to rights 24 or 28-0 at the end of the first half. We should have. But as usual, the Washington Redskins can't get over the 30-point mark against a team like this. This is not a good football team. We can't get over the 30-point mark at all. I don't understand why everyone is all about our quarterback, and our quarterback can't put 30 points up in a game. He can't. He can't put 30 points up in a game. I'm just going to talk about every aspect of the game. Kirk Cousins, 25 of 37, which is not bad. 68%, so that's not a bad completion percentage. And I know everyone and their mother, because everyone always does this, is going to say, oh, look how Grudy he was, look at this. We should have had a lot more points than this. And I'm going to say it, and everyone's going to complain. Everyone will complain about what I'm saying. Kirk, and I'm going to reinforce my point, and if you follow me on Twitter, you're going to know what I'm going to go with this. Kirk had 6 passes that through the air went over 20 yards. Completed 1. That was the Vernon Davis. He had 6 passes, 6 of them. And he only completed 1 that was over 20 yards. Why in God's name is Kirk Cousins throwing the ball more than 20 yards? He needs to just not do it anymore. At this point in the season, Kirk is 4 for 17 on passes over 20 yards through the air. 4 divided by 17. That is 24% completion percentage on passes that go over 20 yards through the air, not like catch it for 5 and run. 4 of 17 through the air. Is anyone going to sit here and try to excuse that? Are you serious? He's 4 of 27 through the air. That's ridiculous how bad that is. 4 of 17, I'm sorry, 4 of 17. 24% completion percentage. 4 of 17. You got to be kidding me. That's what Kirk Cousins does when he throws the ball over 20 yards. I'm not making this stat up. Go look it up if you don't believe me. Go to every game and look at next gen stats and look at the actual yardage on some of them. If you look at the, I think it's the Raiders game, it has one that's over 20 yards, but it's not because it's an 18-yard touchdown pass. Okay, I don't know why it's listed on there. Okay, there's a bunch of them, but that is a true stat. He is 4 for 17 on passes over 20 yards this year. How are we, as Redskin fans, okay with this? Okay, and anytime he throws anything short, it works. And to reiterate my other point, where every time we throw a deep pass and don't get it, the next play is either below 33% completion percentage or we have a negative rushing yards. Let's look at that. First drive, or second drive of the game when Kirk had an overthrow on second and 9 or 2nd and 10. Oh no, it was first down. It was an overthrow and first down. The next play was a run for negative 1 yards. Then the following play was an overthrow again. Ensuing possession, next run was negative 3 yards. Want to keep going? Kirk throws an overthrow that should have been an interception. But it wasn't, so we get a second chance. And what's the next thing he does, the very next play? Let's throw another freaking interception. So there's already 3 incomplete passes ensuing the overthrow. The only positive play that we have, okay, let's look at another one. After Vernon Davis gets his like 60-yard run or 45-yard, whatever it was, he caught it. It's close. It's like 18 to 19, 20. I'll give that one to him. It's 20 yards. But he ran for like another 30 or something. The very next play was a negative 3 rush, and then the throw he tried to throw to Pryor The very next play, we actually had it was a crossing route, and we caught it and got a first down. So that's the only positive play we have after we throw a deep ball. I don't understand. You can laugh at these stats all you want. The proof is in the pudding. Okay? Just watch the game. I mean, I just finished watching. Usually I watch the game 3 times before I do this video, but it's fresh in my mind, so I'm just going to go with it. We continued our stat, and though we did not get a lot of rushing yards, like as a team, I don't even think we broke 100. We might have broke 100. Let me double check that real quick. Okay, so to clarify on what I was saying, we had 91 rushing yards. We didn't break 100 yards. However, we did have about 30 some rushing attempts, and yes, one was by Kirk running, not designed, but we did have 30 rushing attempts. So it still sticks to the stat that the last 22 games we played, we are 19-2-1 in every game that we've had more than 25 rushes on purpose. So I guess Jay Gruden saw this and he saw that stat and it's like, yeah, we need to definitely run the ball more, because there's times in this game, and I'm not gonna lie, I think we need to commit to the running game a little bit more. But we just ran when we shouldn't have ran. Okay, now I'm gonna break down Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins' first drive of the game, very good. Got the ball down the field. He took short passes, matriculated the ball down the field. The very next possession, I don't want to say he gets lazy, but he gets lazy. He just doesn't want to go through his progression. He just want to take a deep shot because it's easier for him. It's easier. It's quicker. Okay, the odds, you don't often throw interceptions on that, but the odds of just getting the ball downfield easier with one play, it's lazy in my opinion. I think he's lazy about it. Just go through your progressions. Now, if this is Jay Gruden calling this, then I'm going to call out Jay Gruden. I'm going to get to him in a while because we should have lost this game, and it's mainly his fault. Okay. But Kirk Cousins, the second possession of the game, 2 overthrows, back to back, like first down and then third down, way overthrows. Like seriously, how are you that bad? And it's a ball that's thrown over 20 yards. It's horrible. And in the next series, on the third series, you need to change the play, Kirk. You need to be the quarterback. This is why I'm not sold that I think you're a franchise enough quarterback where if we pay you $20 million and we can still afford to pay Dobson and Crowder and all these guys, if we can afford to do that, then I'm all about you being quarterback. But you're not worth no 25 or 30 million. You're not, because unless you have good talent around you, you can't do anything. Okay, and that's just my opinion. Okay, you need to recognize that they had 10 in the box on 3rd and 1. They had 10 in the box. You need to have recognition as a quarterback to option out of that, audible out of that, do something so that we can convert 3rd down and 1 and move the chains and sustain our drive. Okay? You need to have a much better, I don't know the terminology. You need to have better football intelligence, whatever you want to call it, to recognize that they had 10 in the box. They had one corner guarding Terrell Pryor. They had one corner guarding Terrell Pryor. You had 5. You have down linemen. You had safeties and the corner. Everyone was stacking the box. You have to audible out of that. That is the time when you need to take Pierre Garçon, or not Pierre Garçon, or Terrell Pryor, or whoever's on the edge, and say, "Go get it. I'm going to throw it. You go get it." That's the time when you do that, or you audible out of it, or you bootleg and do something. Do something other than just let the play fail. You need to be the quarterback in that situation. You need to recognize, like, hey, this is not going to be good for us, guys. They have 10 in the box. I'm handing the ball off. You got the runner, and then you got the receiver over there. There's 3 guys out of the play right there. Okay, you're not going to win that battle. And then I think we end up losing a yard or whatever on it. Okay, so the very next, so then midway through the second, about 6 minutes to go in the second, Kirk throws a horrible overthrow. Midway through the second, it's picked off. Which it's dropped. It hits the ground. I think it was actually caught, but it hit the ground. So we get the ball back. First off, it's just a horrible overthrow. You overthrew him by 5 yards. The very next play, Kirk tries another play just like it, and he throws an interception. So what's the point in that? Why would you do that? What is the point in that, Kirk? Just do what we've been doing. All of our successful drives have one thing in common. Short, meticulous passes with guys catching the ball and running after the catch. That is what all of our drives that are successful this entire season have in common. Yes, we have 1 or 2 plays where we hit a guy deep in the end zone, and it's one-on-one coverage and you jump ball it. Okay? We do have those. I will give you that. But seriously, you have to be smarter than that. And gosh, the Redskins just scare me. I'll get back to that in a minute. Kirk, the second half, Kirk, you were fine. You were okay. You were off on a handful of passes. You had one you were throwing way behind Jamison Crowder. one you threw way behind Jordan Reed. There's some you threw way late. There's one you had someone cross in the end zone and we ended up getting a field goal out of it. It was actually holding, but they didn't call it. Someone's crossing the end zone. You threw it late. I think it was Josh Dobson's who it was. You gotta, come on, man. You gotta get your timing down. I can go off all day. And in your interception, the thing about your interception, here's the problem I have with your interception. Really, it cost us no points. But we had a chance, and this is what I've been trying to push on this. We are fortunate that this is not a good team. Okay? Because I did not think that we responded extremely. We responded, but not as well as we should have whenever we had a little bit of adversity. We really didn't look the same. And I will say this, anyone who tries to tell me that Swearinger is the reason why our defense is hard-hitting now, you're dead wrong. Our defense did not look the same. Our defense did not look the same with Swearinger. It's a hard-hitting defense because everyone can shift to one side and play very aggressive on that one side because Josh Norman takes care of the other side of the field. Okay? So Josh Norman is the reason why we're a hard-hitting defense. Swearinger is still out there, and we are not a hard-hitting defense right now. We are playing soft, and we have guys that are very timid right now. Okay? We have guys very timid, and it's because Josh Norman's out. Ever since Josh Norman's been out, middle of last week to now, we have not been an effective defense. We've been good enough to win the game. We have not been a defense, the same defense that was up in Oakland's grill and made them just beg for their mama after the game. Okay? So am I done talking about Kirk? No, good run, Kirk. You had a good fake run for a handoff, or fake handoff for a run for a touchdown, so that's good. I'll give you credit there. You're not doing bad when it comes to completion percentage, but there's some things you have to do. Stop relying on the deep ball as your easy out to happen to read defenses. Okay, I don't think you're lazy. But it comes off as lazy whenever you just take a shot deep and it looks like you don't care. Okay, that's what it looks like. You just don't give a crap that we took a shot deep. Oh, it's an interception. Oh well. No, you need to understand your strengths. Your strengths is matriculating the ball down the field. 4 of 17. 4 of 17. I'm not going to add up the stats for close range because I'll tell you what. He had his stats in the game were 25 of 37. 5 of those were deep balls that were just overthrown or intercepted. So he was 25 of 32 on all the other passes. 24 of 32 on all the other passes. So I can tell you right there, anything less than 20 yards was 75% completion percentage. What do you freaking know? Sorry, I'm overly emotional about this, and I get that, but my goodness indeed. Actually, that's wrong. Sorry, I'm overly emotional about this, and I get that, but my goodness indeed. Actually, that's wrong. It's 24 divided by 31. So it's actually higher, 77% completion percentage. For any pass that's not over 20 yards. So in what mind can anyone debate that with me? In what world can anyone debate that with me? I'm talking about Kirk Cousins. He just needs to make sure that, and now I'm done talking about Kirk Cousins. He played okay. He played good enough for us to win. I'll give him that. He played well enough for us to win. I'm not going to get on his case anymore. We won the game. He did a good job. Now I'm going to go on and complain about someone else. Our defense needs to get back to that aggressive defense we played. And again, I think it's Josh Norman. I'm going to call out Swearinger. Swearinger, shut your fucking mouth. Pardon my French for anyone listening to this who does not like bad language, but shut your damn mouth. We could have gone in the half up 17-3, or maybe 17-0, but 17-3. You're running your freaking mouth, and they get a touchdown out of it. This game could have not been close. We could have come out of the half, and they could have had a lot less confidence out of a rookie quarterback than what he had because he got a touchdown in the half, something Brian Hoyer couldn't do the entire game. You literally are not thinking. Quit being a dumbass. Quit being an idiot. They could have 3 points, and we go up 17-3 at the half, and we're still in good shape for the rest of the game. But no, you got to give them a touchdown and give them hope. Now it's a 2-score game. Well, it could have been a 2-score game regardless, but all they need is a field goal and a touchdown to be in the game. That's all I'm trying to say. It's stupid. Our defense needs to do a better job of covering tight ends. This is not a team with an elite tight end. And they orchestrated the middle of the field pretty well. And I don't want to hear anyone complain, well, I wish we had Pierre Garçon, we've done better. Terrell Pryor and all the other receivers in this game did very well. Terrell Pryor did extremely well in this game. Every ball thrown to him accurately, he caught. Everyone pretty much caught the ball when the ball was thrown to them. Okay, there wasn't that many drops. There was a lot of bad passes. There wasn't that many drops. Okay, so I don't want to hear those excuses out of people who are going to try to blame Kirk Cousins' 25 or 37 numbers, which is actually still pretty good. I'm not saying that's bad, but don't blame it on the receivers. All the receivers caught the balls that were thrown in their wheelhouse. There was no, to my knowledge, there was no drops this week. Okay, defense again, just injury. What's in the water in DC? Our defense cannot stay healthy to save our lives. We were down Breland. Kendall Fuller made an interception, so that makes me look like a genius because I said he should have started to begin with. But seriously, can we just not be injured? Can we just stay healthy, guys? I don't understand it. I know it's football and it happens. I hate injury. Injuries are the worst thing that ever happened to football because you got the best quarterback in the league out today. You got the best defender out as of last weekend. You got some of the best receivers are out last weekend as well with Odell Beckham Jr. I'm a Redskins fan. I don't want him to play, but I don't want anyone to get injured. It waters down the product. And I'd rather beat teams at their best than beat them half speed or whatever, half strength. So moving on, defense. You got torched by a rookie quarterback. Defense, we did not give up over 100 yards. I'll give you that. It's rushing the ball. I'll total that up real quick just to be safe. Yeah, we only gave up 85 rushing yards. That's not too bad. We did give up almost 300 passing yards. Not a big fan of that. So not a big fan of that. We need to do a better job of making sure that we don't give up that many yards to the opposition. I think they actually have the updated yards now. Yeah, Kirk was, yeah, they got it updated. Let me see if they actually have the time of possession break. Now, a big theme that I have as to why we need to make sure we run the ball at least 25 times and we need to keep a short passing game is because time of possession. We had time of possession of 36 minutes and 52 seconds to 23 minutes and 8 seconds to them. That's what they had, 23 minutes and 8 seconds. So obviously there's a big correlation to when we have more time of possession and we run the ball more than 25 times. We pretty much win every game we do that. Not going to say all of the games, but we pretty much put ourselves in a good situation to win that. I mean, obviously we need to make our extra point. That's another factor, but I'm not getting into that. We're 7 of 14 on third down conversions. Our defense held them to 35% on third down conversions. So that's pretty good. Our defense did, even though our defense is injured, we still leave ourselves in a position to be successful, and I like that. The defense still puts us in a position to be successful. And I'm going to see if our next gen stats are going to be up. They're probably not. They never are until like the next day. Okay, yeah, if you look at online, they're not giving Kirk credit for one. They must, okay, I can tell you why, and I'll elaborate on this. If you look at the website, they're not giving Vernon Davis credit for that, the pass. It was right around 20 yards through the air. He caught it at about 18, 19, 20 yards. I gave it to him. They're saying 0 for 5, so that's actually worse. So now he's 3 for 16 on passes over 20 yards. If you're going by this stats, I'm going to give him the credit. I give him the benefit of the doubt. I think it was about 20 yards. Even if it wasn't 20 yards, he didn't have a defender near him for like 10 yards. So I'm going to give him that. But if you look at the stats, now every other stat, anything below 10 yards, look at this. Middle of the field, 3 for 5. Right side of the field, 2 for 2, 4 for 6, 5 for 6, 4 for 5, 2 for 2, 2 for 2, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. Those are stats that are good. Those are high percentage passes. And we have athletes. I know I keep saying that. I know we have athletes, okay? I keep saying we have athletes and this and that and the other, but we do better when we throw short passes. And I'm not going to get on our receivers for anything. Our receivers, and if you disagree with this, you don't know our football team. We have receivers, enough receivers on our team, enough weapons, that it doesn't matter who is the guy this week. One week, it's Vernon Davis. Next week can be Jordan Reed when he's fully healthy. Next week can be Chris Thompson. Next week can be Ryan Grant. We have Terrell Pryor can still do good. Jamison Crowder got a little bit more involved this week. Josh Dobson was 1 for 11 with a touchdown. He can get more involved than that. Well, we can spread the ball around, and we still had over 330 passing yards. So it's not something that's going to kill us if we just spread the ball around. That's why Redskins aren't very good for fantasy, except for maybe the tight end spot. Because they spread the ball around. We have running back by committee. We have receivers by committee. And that's why we're harder to guard, because we have all this talent spread out all over the place. So now I'm going to talk about probably who I would have blamed, the biggest blame for why we lost this game. If we would have lost this game. Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden, I don't know if you're calling deep passes or if Kirk's choosing it, but if you're calling it, bad play calling. Know your talent. Know your team and call your plays to placate and contour your offense to your talent. You can't fit a square peg in a round hole. You're doing a good job forcing the run game a little bit, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with you forcing the run game. Now, here's where I'm going to have an issue. Is you need to, first off, go a set of balls and go for it when it's 4th and 1. Okay, you don't do that. You're afraid to do it. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing you need to do is you need to start learning how to manage a game better. You need to learn how to manage the end of a game a lot better. This is 2 weeks in a row that you, first off, last week you cost us the game, which, again, I'm going to reiterate, it wasn't a bad play call. I'm just saying, in my opinion, our defense is torn up, it's tired, they've been on the field almost 40 minutes. You don't throw them back on the field to try to stop the opposition, who is totally refreshed and totally not tired. You don't throw them back on the field to try to let them stop your team from scoring a field goal to win the game, especially with about a minute left. You run down the clock as much as possible, and then you kick the field goal or go for the touchdown. Okay, and then you rely on your defense having a lot less time, and you put them in a better situation to win. That is my opinion on last week. I'm done talking about that, and I'm going to talk about this week. We get the onside kick. First off, we score a touchdown, and we're up 9 points. We get the onside kick, and we run 3 straight runs. Don't be conservative. If you follow me on Twitter, It's Redskin Rant, Redskin Ranter, capital R Redskin, and then capital R Ranter, at Redskins Ranter. I tweeted the entire game, and I just don't go conservative here. If you go conservative, we're going to kick it, and we're going to put the game in the hands of our defense. Our defense is injured. If any of our squads is fully healthy and is 100% right now, it is our offense, which I know Trent Williams is not exactly 100% healthy right now, but for the most part, our best offensive weapons are healthy right now. That is my point. Our best offensive weapons are healthy. Kirk's healthy. Most of our running backs are, Rob Kelly's not exactly a world beater, okay? But most of our running backs are healthy. All of our receiving weapons are healthy. We got Jordan Reed back. Put the game in the hands of our offense. We just marched down the field and scored a touchdown on them. You ran 3 straight plays and gave them a little over a minute to about 40 seconds, about 50 seconds of what it was. 50 seconds to try to get in field goal range, which they should have done if it wasn't for a miracle ghost. It should have been just a no call, in my opinion, but we'll take it because it's 15 yards, but it should have been a no call. We got lucky, and I'll be happy about that, but that's horrible game management on your part. You should have taken a short pass, catch it, get it down the field. If we get 1 first down, the game's over. That should have been your goal, was to get 1 first down. Short pass, don't go out of bounds, get the first down. That's what should have been our mindset right there. But instead, you go super conservative, and you put the game in the hands of our defense. Defense got lucky that the refs blew a call, or they blew a call for us, which the referee screwed us earlier, but I don't like to blame referees, so I'm not going to do that. I will talk about it for a couple seconds because it's relative to the game, and a couple other things, but I'm not going to blame the referees on that. I'm not going to blame the referees for anything. We still got to do things. We still are in a position to do things to win the game. You have to get the first down and go for the first down. Don't just run 3 runs and then let the clock run out with 58 seconds left and then punt it. You need to be more aggressive in that situation because you're handing the game back to the defense. And you're saying, defense, win the game for us. When the defense, no offense to defense, they played their hearts out and they played with a lot of effort. And it's amazing that even though we give up big plays sometimes, we still are playing hard. You can see that from our defense. They are playing hard. They're getting after it. There's a little bit of prick in them, okay? I couldn't always say that in the past, but there's a lot of prick in this team. Even though Josh Norman's not there, they're still playing hard. They're not playing as efficient and effectively as they usually do, but they're still playing hard. You don't put the game back into the hands of your defense. You're going to cause a lot of scrutiny, okay? You're going to cause a lot of division in your locker room because the offense is going to do just enough to win the game, and the defense, you're going to put them in a position like they did last week where they're going to give up the game-winning touchdown, and that's how you divide your locker room. Put the game in the hands of your best squad, which is your offense. So I'm not giving any credit for anything this week. I'm going to say our receiving core, I think, played well. Our defensive line played well. They were able to stop the run. I think our defense did just enough. And again, our score is skewed. We have a fumble, which wasn't a fumble. His elbow was down. It's just a bad angle, and the referees need to be able to call that properly. And they pretty much got a touchdown off of it. So there's 7 points right there. And again, we're giving up more than 20 points because of some stupid offensive play. So we have a fumble and then a turnover. The interception didn't cost us much, but still, it's still a turnover. We had a chance we have to take advantage of that. And this is what I mean by the Redskins are front runners. We did not respond right away whenever we had some adversity. It took us a while. It took us being tied to actually, kind of get our butts into gear a little bit. We need to do a better job of that. We need to do a better job of recognizing, hey, we're not handling adversity really well. We're doing it better this year than we have in the past. We're still not handling adversity very well. Look at last week. We're up 10-0, and then we did nothing for like 3 straight possessions. Then we go in the half, we're losing. We come out in the second half, we do a little better. We still don't win the game, but we didn't handle a little bit of adversity in that point. We should have kept going, and we gotta keep the momentum going and step on guys' throats. I blame Kirk Cousins. The first possession, touchdown. Bam, 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 bam. Down the field, touchdown. Second possession, overthrow, run for like a -1 yards, overthrow. Kick the ball. That's what I blame. We should have gone for short pass, and get the ball down the field and score again. But instead, we let a bad team back in it. Last week, we let a good team back in it. This week, we let a bad team back in the game. And you can't give teams like that confidence, okay? They're not a good team, so it's different with the 49ers than it would have been with most other teams. We have to be better than that. We have to be a better team than that. We have to be more composed. We have to finish drives. We have to understand that we can put our foot on people's... This team could have folded when we were up 21-0. But instead we're only up 17-0, and then stupid Swearinger gets a penalty called. And then instead of being up 3 to 17 at the half, we're up 17-7. It's a close game. They believe this is a close game. That's the issue I have with the way we handle things as Redskins. I'm going to look at the schedule and who we play now. I think it's the Eagles. I think we play the Eagles next week, which why we're getting 2 division games done this fast in the season, I don't know. Starting to get our feet under us. Yeah, we play the Eagles. We play the Eagles on Monday Night Football next week. So this will actually what I'm going to say is I'm going to have a Q&A. If you have some questions or anything you want to throw out and want me to answer, I will do a mid-week episode where I answer questions like that. Throw them on here on this video, or you can put them on. I prefer them on Twitter. Go to either Geek Nerd Fan Man or Redskins Rant. Those are my 2 Twitter accounts. You can throw them on either. I don't care. I just prefer them be on there, but it's okay if it's on here. If it's on here, I probably won't answer in message. I won't reply to it. I'll just say refer to my next video. We play the Eagles. I think we are still better than the Eagles. The problem with that statement is right now our defense is really banged up. And with our defense healthy, we had issues with the Eagles. Which, I mean, I don't think the Eagles destroyed us. We had a lot of offensive turnovers in that game that facilitated the Eagles beating us. We just got to make sure we do our job. Because next week we can go in there, get the win, and be 4-2, and they're 5-2, and we're a game behind, and they still haven't had a bye yet. So they're gonna have a bye soon, and we can get a win. We can rewrite there with the Eagles. So I don't know what else to say about that game. I may do a little bit of a pre-game game preview when there's more stats out and more stuff I can kind of throw in there. All I gotta say is I'm gonna reiterate my point. I'm a Redskin fan. I love my team. Hopefully everyone else is the same way. I want to win, but my God, and I'm gonna say this, and I have right here on my phone a message I got. I was messaging someone on Facebook. No, I wasn't messaging. I commented on something on a Facebook group. Can we stop being the excuse-ridden fan base? We are so excuse-ridden that we don't deserve to win half the time whenever we have fans, like the fans I come across in groups. Josh Dobbs catch a touchdown. All of a sudden that verifies that he's a great #1 pick. And I said, he's not good yet. He still needs to catch game winners. And the guy made every excuse in the book of why he's like, no one else in the league could have caught that. I'm like, bull crap. I could have caught that. I bet $1 million in my life on the line that I could have caught that. Everything I own, I could have caught that pass. Anyone else on our team could have caught that pass. Reed, Vernon Davis, Crowder, Grant. I would even throw Pryor out there. Pryor would have caught that. He would have caught that pass. Want to know why? Because it was not defended. You caught the ball, you were able to pull it in your body. The only downside of that play was a face mask, and you could have been poked in the eye, but you put your damn hand down, Josh Dobson. We're entering that. You put your hand down. If you wouldn't have put your hand down, you never would have fun with it, because if you had 2 hands on the ball, the ground would not have caused the ball to move and fly out of your hand. Anyone else on our team could have caught that, much less half the receivers in the NFL could have caught that. I'm tired of being excuse-ridden. We need to demand more from our players on the Redskins. I'll say this again, and I'm sorry I have to keep bringing his name up. We were not excuse-ridden when it came to talking about RG3. RG3 was not allowed to blame their offensive line, was not to blame the lack of receivers he had, and they weren't getting open. We would not let him make excuses. Okay? And I'm not saying we go get RG3 back, but if that's the standard for what we have for our players, why is it Kirk Cousins allowed to have excuses, and why isn't our receivers allowed to have excuses when they don't succeed? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that we need to go get Kirk Cousins or RG3. I'm not saying that at all. Don't take that the wrong way. What I'm saying is, why as a Redskin fan base do we feel that we can make excuses for these guys, and especially Kirk? He's been on the team he's his 6th year in the league. Why we feel we make excuses for these guys every time they don't succeed? I don't believe in making excuses for it. You're a professional football player. You're paid millions of dollars. Your job is to catch that football. and you did not catch that football, and you had one catch today. It's a good catch. It's a touchdown. Congratulations. But you need to catch the football. And there's another one you had you were held on, but they didn't call it. I'm not gonna get into that.